it's definitely an easy 3-base map, like one of the easiest besides like Entombed Valley or Ohana or what's that other one that's like Antigua, or was it also in Shakura's? That's another easy third map.
Easy third. I don't think it's easier than Cloud Kingdom or Daybreak. It's pretty standard third actually.
Yeah. Well.
Anyway.
Anyway. Yeah.
We're like low-level players analysing maps here, so we're probably completely wrong.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get some Grandmaster advice.
Yeah, Grandmasters, tell us what we're doing wrong. You're vetoing the wrong maps, guys.
Let me seek.
Anyway.
Let me seek counsel from the great ones.
So, and here's the exact problem I was talking about. We're actually close spawns here. So the third is quite hard to take for the Protoss in this case, because the Terran is right next door, and they can easily get their drops in there and then get home. So and behind the main is a good area for drops, and you can fly things away really quickly because this platform is really ends quickly, so you can get your medivacs away. The course of golds are in the center next to a watchtower. You get some siege tanks up there, or you just have control of it, and you get that as a Terran. You can just pump your Marines out really quickly. I mean, if the Protoss gets to third base, then it will start to become quite hard for the Terran after that point. But really, there's a good chance, really good chances here for the Terrans not to let you get that far. So
Yeah.
We have one gate so far and gas for Vulcan, who's our fusion slug player in the orange as the Protoss, and Panda is the pink Terran for TOR, who's won one game so far and has made the score 3-3 overall. So we still have 2 games to play minimum and 3 play games maximum. And it'll be interesting to see what this is Vulcan's first ever appearance for the fusion slugs. So I wonder if he's a little bit nervous.
Yeah, I think he'll do fine.
Wow, and interesting. They both threw down expansions at the same time.
Yeah, one gate and one racks.
Bunker immediately going down for Panda. So, I'm not sure how much information they've both gotten so far on each other. Just checking it out now. But yeah, they both don't know about the expansions as yet. Maybe they'll find out soon enough. What do we're going to see here? What would you do against a Protoss on this map, Bonik? Since we're PvP and we're both Protoss and you're Terran, we can probably, you know, put ourselves in their shoes.
Well, Protoss are usually greedy at the start, so I like to put on early pressure because you make one gate and then that's it. Like, for one barracks for me is a lot more. I can put a reactor or a tech lab on that, but you have to make the core and then everything's delayed. So I try to punish early. I guess that's my move. I try to punish early.
We see 3 Raxes now, down for Pandarine. Well, Robo's out for Vulcan, who's getting a quick observer, which is faster now.
Yeah,
so he'll get to and see what's going on. As you can tell, Blake doesn't like toss. So
it's not an easy
the
fight.
Pan's going to get a scout in. Very important scout that is. He can see the Nexus and he'll get an idea that was quite early. I don't think Vulcan has still not gone up the ramp and seen that Panda has expanded himself, so he has no idea. He'll soon find out when the observer gets there. But it turns out he's done the right thing by early expanding. He's going to 5 in total. But his forward pylon's not that forward. I'd like to see the pylon, if he's going to put a pylon near the main, put it in between the third of his and the main, so he can warp in the high ground with the observer.
Yeah.
That would work out nicely. The pylon's really in no man's land there. It's like... I mean, I guess he's trying to skip vision. I mean, that's the only thing it does give him. It can't be Marines or anything sneaking... anything ground-based, sneaking underneath the watchtower and at the bottom here. But
yeah, but
still,
now
I don't think it needs to be that defensive.
Yeah, now Panda's lost his early aggression chance because the Immortal's out. So now he can't really attack with what he's got. He's gonna have to have Stim or a Medivac, and even then, he'd be lucky to trade evenly because he'd have to push up the ramp, and there's Wasp fields.
Both are equal on workers right now. Which, I mean, the only thing I would say at this point is that both players aren't building workers, which is a bit too early to be cutting workers. You should just be constantly going. Unless you're like spending everything to attack, you should be building workers. And all 4 bunkers, the Immortal, of course, and Sentries, are a good sign. There's going to be some sort of bust coming.
And he did scan the army too. And his response is 4 bunkers total.
Yeah, he saw it with the CV that got killed as well.
Yeah, he just put a scan in like 15 seconds ago on top of the army, so I think that's why.
Yeah.
So we got 6 gates.
So it's only Panda's doing that right thing.
No forge. What do you think about that?
I don't like it. There's no Twilight either. There's no Twilight, there's no Forge, there's no Robo Bay. You're going to need Colossi or High Templar at some point in this matchup. So I'm a little bit worried, but I mean, he does have a sizable army, and he sees the number of bunkers. He's got his observer right over that.
Yeah, I think Vulcan's gonna do his 11-minute push thing, where he just gets like 5 Immortals and just rapes your face.
I don't think it's gonna work. He's got no forward pylon. Like, that pylon that was there is not forward.
Yeah, well, it's gone now too.
And he's supply blocked. This reminds me a bit of my push I did in the semi-finals on the weekend, where I thought, okay, I've got some Immortals, some Sentries I can push, but it's not a good idea. He's gonna lose most of his army before he gets up there.
But he had
the bunkers, but
he had the observer on top of the bunkers, so he fully knew what was
there.
there.
Oh, definitely. But the one bunker's still remaining. But he needs to focus far down on his Immortals. There's a couple left with not much health. He really needs to focus that down. I mean, that's the key thing. If you kill those Immortals, you do fine. But he's not focus firing at all.
Yeah, still attacking.
Now he is. No, actually he's not. Half the Marines and Marauders on one Immortal, half the Marines and Marauders on the other Immortal.
He comes to warp in.
Those Immortals should actually be dead, and it's actually going to cost Panda the game. I think he needed to focus fire down the Immortals. Instead, he had the guys in the bunker killing one, and the other guys killing the other one.
Yeah, he can only hold
Vulcan
this with all his SCVs. He's pulling them now, but that's going to leave him really far behind, and he just lost that small force that he had. So now his SCVs aren't going to help him at all.
Unfortunate. It's actually really unfortunate for Panda. He did the exact right thing. He pulled the SCVs, but he just didn't focus fire the Immortals. and they're so key. If you kill those, they do 50 damage per shot, 50 versus armored. So they rip through buildings, they rip through marauders.
Yeah.
And
He might actually
they
hold
take
this,
a lot.
but the warpings are gonna crush him.
Yeah, the delay of the mining is huge. I mean, Vulcan shouldn't overcommit at this point. He probably should get out of there, those stalkers, before they die.
But, he's fighting with workers. When Terran's fighting with workers, you know they're like, they have to sacrifice them or they're gonna die. And once they are sacrificed, you just continue warping here.
He just needs to stutter step these Marines though, against the Zealots. So like, that's what I mean, like that. I don't think he needed to stay. He lost all that army in the end. I mean, and the spies are now even. If he pulled out, he was ahead. He could have taken a third, had an army left, and been okay. Now he's actually got to warp in units back home because he lost all his units.
Yeah, it all came down to that pairing and then the non-focus of those either marauders or workers. So that one bunker gave him the lucky hold, I guess.
Oh, it wasn't lucky at all. It was well done by Panda. He said he did everything right except for the focus firing thing. Apart from that, it was all good. And he would have way on top if he took down those two immortals.
Yeah, that's why I thought he was lucky, because he can get focus fired.
I mean, as it is right now, army-wise, he's ahead, but worker-wise, Vulcan is ahead. He's on 38 workers to 24. And again, that's what I mean with Vulcan. Like, he killed lots of workers when they tried to repair in the bunkers, and lots of Marines and stuff. And that was damage done. He didn't have to lose the rest.
Income tab is basically even with the mules. So if Panda wants to stay in the game, he's going to have to be really, really accurate on making sure his mules go down as soon as possible.
Yeah, definitely. And he's producing a lot of units at the moment, as well as economy. And I've got a feeling that Vulcan's in a lot of trouble. He lost too many units. He's got one Colossi out right now, but he needs force field. The force field's ramp, and he needs a force field well.
I split half. That's pretty good.
They were good force fields, and that's what he needed. That was the only way he was going to hold that push, was good force fields. And now we go back to the Protoss. This is what's funny about this matchup at times, is like you can be ahead and just have a bad engagement and be either lose the game or be so far behind.
Yeah.
And it's so over so quickly. It's like if you focus fire the wrong thing, you could lose. If you don't put the right force field down, or you get good force fields, you win or lose. It's just it's such a knife edge.
Yeah, like sometimes I try to focus a Colossus, but there's like a Zealot wall, and they all just kind of rub up against the Zealots, so you lose everything, and you're like, oh shit.
So now Vulcan's looking good again. He's got 2 Colossi now. He's got range. He'll feel comfortable now, and he's going to take a third, which is what he should do. Now, again, he has to be careful because then the base of the Terran's right next to it. But yeah, he's looking good again. Panda, he's got Viking production up now.
Yeah.
He's got 2 double-reacted starport, which is a good choice. But you know what I would do at this point? Transition to High Templars.
Well, his Twilight Council just finished.
Yeah, this is the perfect time. You get 3 Colossi. You don't overproduce Colossi, you just switch. And the Terran usually overcommits to Vikings.
Yeah, well, there's absolutely no way to know, because the High Templar can just be warped in, so it's such an easy switch. But the Robo, they usually make just 1 or 2 Robos, So that, yeah, it's really hard. Like a Terran, once you've got like a tech lab on there, you're just cutting production if you don't make Marauders or Ghosts. And
And
Ghosts
there
are
you go.
really expensive.
There's a Templar archive. It's being made. Yeah, the key thing with going Templar though is this moment right here as you're going it, and before Psystorm is done, and before the Templars have energy, you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
I think
how
he's
I
gonna
want
lose
against
he's gonna lose
Ali.
the third.
Yeah, that's
And, yeah.
a bit unfortunate. But once the task gets a big army, then it's much easier.
And Vulcan's gonna try and engage now. So be very careful how he does. He needs the zealots in the front.
Yeah,
But he doesn't have charge.
Vikings.
He's about to finish though, which is good. That will help a lot. I think the charge is just finishing, and he's got.
He's in a bad
got
spot.
one
He's
high
gonna stim in
Templar.
right now. Oh no, stim. He's just gonna bait the
Oh,
Colossus, and they're being two-shotted. The Vikings are left out pretty. Oh,
Oh, all the
Yeah.
zealots just died. Vulcan's in huge trouble. He's gonna lose this game. There's not much he can do now, and the deposits are way too late. It's just everything, and yeah, and there's not much Vulcan can do now.
that one high Templar
I mean,
just
he's
down
got
to there. He's down.
he's whopping high Templar in, but they got no storm.
Yeah, he should
Um,
stim forward, and he does, and I'm going to take that down. Archons won't last very long at all.
Should be GG. So we're going to start this. This could be our final game, Bonic. TOR up 4-3 after. Yeah, we've seen a bit of everything so far. We've seen lots of Terran versus everything. So we have seen. I think every game's had a Terran on it, yeah.
Yeah, has
Oh,
Zom
except for the first
played?
game.
Did Zom play?
No, Zom didn't in the end. Yeah, it was hard between Matt and Zom. Both of them are good players. But yeah, they all said we should pick Matt because Matt's hardly played for us. He missed out on most of the clan league because he was all keen to go, and then he got a job which meant he couldn't. Then he lost that job and could, and then he fell down some stairs and went to hospital on the day of his match, which was quite a big deal. I think it was the only time we had to sub a player the whole way through the clan league was because he injured himself on the day of the game and was in hospital when we were trying to find him.
Ah, well there you have it, kids. Wear a helmet when you play StarCraft 2, otherwise you might fall down some stairs.
Wear a helmet when you fall downstairs, kids. And Matt's a teacher. He's a school teacher, so he teaches high school. And most of you who are watching are probably in high school, so maybe he's teaching you. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if anybody's
wonder
watching. Just us and them.
Well, yeah. Well, I know Vulcan's at high school. Anyway, I wonder what we'll see here. Now, Matt's been interesting for us playing so far. He does quite well on ladder, and he does alright in practice games. But when it comes to performing for the slugs, he panics, or something goes wrong. He's really confident, and then he'll just lose the game and be so angry about why he lost because he loses to something that was silly. So we'll see if his nerves get the better of him here. But he's got a good shot. He's a gold level Protoss, just like Vulcan was. Playing against the gold level Terran here in the Pandarine. So
Well, he's
should be a
already
good match.
got some luck. He trapped an SCV in the corner and killed it without taking any shield damage. Well, he got like one shot off, but it's already regenerated.
And see Tech Lab. So it's good information. And he's gone Nexus. One get Nexus. Similar, very much the identical build to Vulcan so far. Maybe they've been planning together or something. I don't know. I haven't talked to them before the game, so I'm not sure. I know they've both got similar win records on ladder this season. They're both over 100 and near the top of gold.
Well, we've got a Marauder play coming from Panda. He's going to do some early aggression, I assume.
Oh, definitely. This concussion shell this soon, it's going to be early pressure. And I hate when Terrans do this.
I love it. I love it.
Now, Matt's forgotten Warp Gate.
Maybe he just didn't want to warp him anyway.
I'm pretty sure he's forgotten it, because this is a really late Warp Gate.
So does Warp Gate make everything warp in quicker?
Yeah, the build times are actually reduced, except for Sentries. Sentries is identical, but other units are slightly quicker, so it's you always want it.
Yeah.
It's why it's a must-have thing.
The probe saw the Marauder, so we'll see how he reacts. He does. I think he's waiting too long. He should have gone with his second Marauder, because now it's like it's 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I don't know, if I was playing you, you'd be able to force field me out, but if I came at like 5 minutes, you won't have that sentry yet. If you did, it wouldn't be able to hold the ramp.
Oh, I think he's going to die. He's just put a Railroad Bay down. This is not the right build for what he's facing.
Well, let's see what happens.
And he has no idea.
He's got one sentry, so he can save his main base if he reacts in the right manner.
He's only got one gate so far, and he's almost supply block too. And he is now.
Yeah, and the Immortal can't come out, and it's chronoed. It's chronoed supply blocked.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all for Matt.
Yeah, he's gonna forfeit his natural.
He's gonna get up that ramp.
He's
gonna lose his sentry too. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. He seems to fall apart.
He uses 2 force fields on that unnecessarily. That Immortal will come out in time to hold him off, I think.
But he's only got 2 gates. He's only got 2 gates, which is not enough.
I think it will be fine if he just has Zealots and 1 Immortal. Yeah, there it is. He should be fine now.
No, he's not. He's gonna be fine. There's too much DPS down there. He only had 2 Zealots. He needed the other gateways. He needed 4 gates to keep that Nexus alive.
It's not over yet. Definitely.
Oh, it's definitely not over. It was just. He lost a lot there.
Panda definitely made that work for him very well. That he came out ahead. He's got his expansion going, but it's not really much of a big lead. It's just slightly, because even though it looks like Matt doesn't have much, the force fields can change everything.
And the only key thing here is the Pandarine hasn't seen the Robo Bay, but he doesn't have the gas to do it anyway, so... And I'm not sure why he's moving out in that weird angle.
He just saw that the rocks are being destroyed, so let's see what he does. He's moving back up.
So yeah, but again, like the Robo Bay was so early, that he delayed his warp gate so long, and then he didn't get enough gateways. It's so risky to do that. All those things combined, it's like you have 2 gateways. Your warp gate only just finished, so you're just light.
Oh, he might catch the Terran off guard now, and the Immortal's gonna get some shots off, or almost traps them. Gets a few units, still, better than nothing. Matt's ahead in supply now, so this is... Look how many sentries he's gonna clutch on force fields. He has to, otherwise he's gone.
Well, yeah, he's got no reinforcement pylon. He can't attack. It's just suicidal. And if he's gonna need if the Terran, because the Terran if the Terran when Stim finishes, the Terran could catch this whole army and kill it before he gets back to the base. He's going to need those forces just to live. I mean, it's I don't like being out on the map like that as a Protoss without a reinforcement pylon, relying on force fields just to get back to your base. They aren't fast units. All of them are slow.
I think they're even speed, but with stim you catch up. So,
Oh,
yeah.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying with Stim. And when your opponent has gone very heavy Mirax early on, Stim isn't going to be far behind. You know they have a tech lab from the start. They've gone Marauders, so they're going to get Stim before Combat Shield. I'd assume that anyway, as when I'm playing against a Terran again.
Yeah, everything is
But,
smooth speed.
but now he's
2.25.
getting. But now he's getting his Colossi out, so now he's going to look a lot nicer. The sentries are key. As long as he doesn't miscontrol, he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's
And
definitely
the key thing is that the Pandarine, when he scanned, did not see the Robo Bay. Even when he was pushing out the wrap, he did not see it once. He has no idea that Jajuka went for such early Colossi.
We'll check the his vision. No, he hasn't seen it.
Oh,
Not at all.
no, yeah, I checked it a few times. I checked when he scanned. Yeah, it's completely fine. So if you notice, Pandarine has not yet got Vikings. He's only just got the starport going, and he has not got the reactor on it yet.
Got a War Prism out now. Before a Reserva. Do you think that's a problem?
Not in this case, not at all, because he's the early pressure with Marauders. So all the gas was going into Concussive Shell, Tech Labs, and Marauders early on. You're not going to expect a surprise follow-up to that as much. And you'll get the Observer out before any bounty gets to your base. Anyway, so yeah, I think he's feeling pretty safe.
I hope he doesn't move.
Now, Pandarine did scan. Yeah, the Pandarine did scan and see the Sword Colossi now. So he's now put his second starport and he's started Viking production now. So doing the exact right thing. So, again, this is the exact same case as last time with Vulcan. Is if Jajuka does not realize, Jajuka doesn't realize that the Pandarine knows that he has Vikings, which he should do because he's got scanned, and doesn't either build enough Stalkers or transition to Templar, which is exactly what he's doing, and he's been doing both actually. Actually, he needs a lot more Stalkers. I want to see his next warping be Stalkers.
War Prism just got shot down by Vikings.
Yeah, okay, and that reveals the Vikings, which is good information for Jajuka.
There's no gap on the War Prism, so it's just an expensive scout, I guess. Panda's scout is even more expensive. The factory costs a bit more.
And it's going down, but it does see the Templar archives, and it does see the Chrono Boost on it. So very good information. A lot more Stalkers now. I feel much more comfortable. Because the thing that could happen is that the Panda could come in, snipe those Colossi, run away, and but he wants to control the rally point here of the Colossi. They're gone off on their own.
Also, upgrades are in Panda's advantage. 1-1 versus still 0-0 to Matt, so that's going to be a big problem.
Oh, he's 1 armor.
Oh, that just kicks right now. Okay, but with 2-2 is just finishing right now, like in 10 seconds. So, and Storm as well. Just a few seconds off.
Really like this engagement. And here comes the Vikings. They're a bit late to the party.
Yeah, a bit too late.
And he needs to get out of here. Really, he's going to lose too much. He hasn't got a reinforcement part on.
The problem is that
he needs more force field
Pandas
or guardian shields.
Yeah, Pandas units were clumped up, and there was only like 6 units shooting, He didn't start
And
as
here comes
dead,
some more zealots.
and then he lost his advantage.
And now he should force for the ramp and just kill this base off. So he's warping more at the third of the Pandering, moving more units, and
Yeah.
he's gonna lose attention to SCVs though if he's not careful.
If Panda started stepped into that, he could have been a lot more effective, because only like 6 of his units were fighting, like the other 10 units were rubbing up against the back of the other Marines. I really hate it when they do that.
And of course the Vikings are out of position. The key thing, and these stalkers shouldn't
Oh, he's got blink
fight
now,
by themselves.
so with good blink micro.
He should be staggering his blink, because he's just going to lose them all. And they're going to come out of this almost even in supply.
Yeah, that's the power of like 2-2 against like 1-0, I guess.
Yeah.
The Zealots are going to really help. The Zealots really
The
piss
Zealots,
people off.
because
Oh, but there's plenty of medivacs now, so I think Matt's just got to fall back. He's warped in though. I don't know if Panda chases, he'll be able to take that out.
yeah, and again, that was another case of overcommittal. He did so much damage killing the workers and all that stuff. I mean, you got to remember that is going to win you the game in 5 minutes time, because he can't macro anymore. He's going to have to reinvest all that money into the macro. But right now, he's going to be even with you. The advantage isn't going to kick in yet.
Oh, do the Archons do this? Do the Archons do the damage? I think they will.
Maybe just. He micros away the hurt one, that's well done. But they're going to all die. It's just, he needs to give up on this.
Yeah, the upgraded advantage.
He has the worker lead. He has the worker lead, but now he has no units, and this is the exact problem. The same thing that the Vulcan did.
Vikings landing in his natural.
You go in, you do the damage, right? And after that, you need to take advantage of that. I mean, he's almost mined out at this point. This is the silly thing about it, and I don't know why he's attacking with workers. He can just chrono boost some units out. Like,
he tries to do the resource trick to get the Vikings down.
But yeah, if Pandering attacks right now, he wins the game.
Yeah.
He's not, and like this, he's playing it perfectly. Like he lost his things, and he realizes he's behind in economy, but he realizes also that Jujuka threw away lots of units. There was just no need to do that. It's frustrating when I watch a player who's playing well just overcommit, and like, yeah, he's just going to die.
Scans the army.
Archons aren't the answer.
Oh, he scanned. I think he's sending the rest of his reinforcements in, and then he'll push, knowing there's nothing there.
He should have kept some Templars. He should have kept some things for Templars. He's just going to die.
Yeah, he did research Storm.
I think.
He hasn't used the Storm. He's researched it. A +3 is almost finished with Panda now, so like he's gonna need like double the army to contest.
Yeah, this is actually GG.
This force field's like
it's
completely mined out. It's got absolutely nothing. So there's absolutely nothing.
And it's like engaging at the worst angle ever. It's game, and TOR will take the series 5-3. Very well played, the TOR, and the Panda gets a 3 kill at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's exactly what I said with the engagement point. You do the damage, you get out. You don't need to kill them. Two players get so obsessed with killing
he really
at that
could
point.
Have killed them,
and
if he had the right angles. Like the point where he had the stalkers around and he was choked up to his main ramp, Panda was like stuck on his ramp. That he could have stayed there, but then he fell back like behind Panda's natural, and Panda just dimmed out and took out all his stalkers, and the blink micro wasn't enough.
Well, I mean, the reason why Protoss go Templar and Colossi is because you need a DPS to kill the Bible. when you attack and you lose them and you lose your sentries, you're not going to kill the Terran anymore.